Alright lads, so this month we did get some very exciting announcement in regards to forthcoming updates. Updates that are planned to release within the month, in this case planned for late September. So usually that means around the 20th, 25th of September is when we can expect these changes. And I'm not gonna lie, they kind of look exciting and they definitely are going to be changing the game, hopefully for the better. So there's two big things to talk about in today's video, and then also a forthcoming update that isn't planned for late September, but more so in the future, and we'll talk about that last. So first up, we have the Brave Battle improvements. Remember, we have a year-long roadmap leading right up to the 10th anniversary, and one of the first big changes is the fact that we are getting a Brave Battle update. And from what I've read thus far, this potentially seems to be one of the biggest updates to Brave Battles since they added more leagues. Originally, for those that don't know, Brave Battles only had 3 leagues: 3rd Sea, Lieutenant, and also Captain, and then obviously it went from 10th Sea all the way to Head Captain. So as stated here, so that more players can enjoy Brave Battles, we'll be revising the number of players in each league, so potentially adding more people, maybe making it easier to get into Head Captain, Captain, etc. They'll be revising the strategies available, we'll talk about more of that in a minute, win streak bonuses, and also points earned. And in line with these changes, we will also be improving the rewards. Now, Caleb themselves did provide us with an image in regards to this new Brave Battle update, and even though it's just an image of the, new screen that we are going to be seeing when playing Brave Battles, there is quite a lot to break down. Now, for starters, let's quickly address the 5-star Rookie and Renji. These are 4-star characters, just with 5-star portraits. I'm pretty confident these are just placeholders, because you can see here they're level 120. There's a 4-star Aaroniero who originally is a 5-star, and then you can see the same Rookie is also a 2-star. So I don't think this means we're getting a new 5-star Rookie and Renji, by the way. Either way, let's talk about the first big thing, and that is the refresh limit. So obviously, right now, you can infinitely refresh and just look for very weak teams. This new update is going to limit that to only 5 per day. That's going to be the first big change. And with that, with every refresh that you do actually do, it looks like the opponent's teams are going to be ordered in total power, and the 3 highest total power teams in any refresh is going to actually offer multiple extra points. So in this case, for beating the top team, you are going to get 500 extra points. For beating the second highest team, you're getting 300 points, and then for beating the third highest team, you're going to be getting 100 extra points, and then after that, every other team is just offering normal amounts of points. But you actually can see that there is actually a scroll wheel, so there's actually more opponents in one refresh as opposed to what we have right now, where you only get like 5-6 teams. In this case, it looks like there's potentially up to 10 teams per refresh. So I think the general idea when you are playing Brave Battles and you are trying to go for a high rank, you are going to want to refresh at least 5 times per day, because you are going to want to take advantage of those teams that do give more points. In this case, 3 per refresh, so 15 of your Brave Battle tickets per day are going to want to be used on these higher total power teams. One thing to keep in mind too is that the Brave Battle ticket count does also seem to be finally getting increased. This is going to be good for many reasons. It means that you can come back to Brave Battles a lot less instead of having to come back to it every 10 or so hours. Now you can basically only come back to it once per day and spend all your Brave Battle tickets. It also does mean if you do your daily orders and you have a 5 Brave Battle ticket reward, you can instantly claim that and not have to worry about your tickets now going over recharge, right? Because for example, if I have 20 minutes left on a Brave Battle ticket that's about to get refreshed, I therefore have to now wait 20 minutes before I can claim my 5 tickets in the daily orders, because otherwise I'm going to be capped out at 5 again, and that 20-minute countdown is then going to get reset back up to 2 hours. Speaking of the cooldown for a Brave Battle ticket, right now it's 2 hours. What we can see here is that the Continental Pass potentially is now going to have play in Brave Battles. Maybe the cooldown or the overall cap for Brave Battle tickets is going to cap out at 20, and if you own it, the Continental Pass, maybe it does go up to 25. Likewise, if you own the Continental Pass, maybe it does mean that your Brave Battle tickets are going to refresh a lot faster, and to be fair, that might be seen as a bad thing. It really depends on what the cooldown is going to be. Right now, the cooldown is 1 ticket every 2 hours. I'm kind of hoping that stays the same, but now if you have the Continental Pass, maybe it goes down to 1 hour and 30 minutes. Now, whether this change is going to be good or bad really comes down to the type of player you are in Brave Battles. If you are someone that likes to farm very easy teams to rank high, this change might not be as good. If anything, the way I'm seeing this change is being quality over quantity. Now, it doesn't matter about how many games you do win, it's about the value of those wins. If you are going against those harder teams, you're getting more points, and therefore, you're able to rank a tad bit higher. One thing that's very interesting too is because you are limited to 5 refreshes per day, and as you can see here, this third team that was fought and they potentially won or lost, they don't get replaced when you come back, which is what usually does happen. So this means you are limited to how many games you actually can win/play every single day. Assuming there are 10 teams per refresh, that means at most you can only play 50 Brave Battle games. Now, this could be quite big, especially because right now in Brave Battles, let's be honest, there are a lot of people spending upwards to hundreds of orbs refreshing, playing Brave Battles all day, just the rank high, and you can't compete. No matter how good your team is, you can't compete and get into head captain unless you're willing to spend upwards to 500 orbs in just 1 week. This change might be there to limit that, because hypothetically, if you are a whale that is spending, upwards to 100 orbs a week on Brave Battles, you can't even do that, because if you fight all these opponents and then refresh and fight all those opponents again, hypothetically, if there are 10 opponents per refresh, you can only win 50 games per day. It doesn't look like you can spend orbs to refresh that refresh. So this could potentially mean if you do want to push the head captain and you have a good enough team to hypothetically win all the games that you go against, this might mean it's going to take a lot less orbs to just rank and promote into, again, head captain, for example. And remember, they did mention they are opening up the leagues to allow more players to get access to said leagues, therefore making it even easier to rank higher. But what this does mean, for example, if you are someone that is trying to push into head captain, if you just lose one game, someone that wins all their games is now going to be higher than you, and you can't spend orbs to catch back up, which is what we are seeing right now. Again, in the current meta in Brave Battles, if you want to rank high, it really doesn't matter how good your team is. It really doesn't matter who you're going against. If someone is spending more orbs, they are going to rank significantly higher than you if they want to spend upwards to 200 orbs. Now, that's still going to be the case because you can still buy, Brave Battle tickets of orbs. There is a plus icon now, so you actually can naturally just buy soul tickets instead of having to do one each individual time. But now it looks like you are potentially capped on how many Brave Battle games you can play, and that might be good for those that do want to compete with potential whales. Because someone like me, for example, I would never spend that many orbs in Brave Battles to rank high, but if I want to push the head captain and it only means at most I have to spend 25 orbs per day, I might do it just to get to head captain once if I wanted to. I've already done that, I don't need to, but just hypothetical. So yeah, the big thing to take away from this upcoming Brave Battle change is you're limited to how many games you can play per day. Let's just say hypothetically 50. In each individual refresh, there are going to be 3 teams that offer more rewards, and they are going to be ranked in total power. So if you can beat those good teams, you are getting more points over those that can't beat those good teams. And I think the meta for the most part is to, 1, beat every team, or fight against every team in each individual refresh. But if you are trying to maximize your points in Brave Battles, you're going to want to make sure 15 of your tickets in any given day is spent on those top 3 teams in each refresh. And of course, the next big change too is the fact that we are going to be getting more Brave Battle tickets. The cap is going to be increased and maybe have a shortened cooldown just to acquire 1 new Brave Battle ticket. One other change that they did mention is revising the strategies. Now that's kind of interesting if they do mean this particular strategy, because right now we have 3 strategies, right? The attack strategy, which prioritizes strong attacks, and then with that you get 30% more SP. We have special, where you prioritize gathering soul bombs and then therefore get 10% more stamina. And then we have attribute, where you target enemies with attribute disadvantage and also get 30% more focus. It'd be very cool if they plan to add 2 more strategies where you can get potentially 30% more attack, maybe 10% more defense, and then with that, maybe they do different things. I'd be very curious to see if one of them is, again, we're just spitballing ideas here, I'd be very curious to see if they plan to add one where a character just doesn't use strong attacks. That would be kind of cool. Would it be good? Probably not, because right now you have characters like, Aaroniero and also Chad, where they want to use the SA2, but there maybe are some teams out there, maybe in the future too, where you just outright negate all buffs and debuffs. That's essentially what charging does, right? Maybe in the future, the meta might be to outright get rid of boost and debuffs. And then with that, a 4th potential strategy where you don't waste time using strong attacks might be the play. I'm generally not sure what the other one could be. Not sure what they are going to do. Maybe they'll give a skill or something. It'd be kind of cool. I'd be down to see something get added to this. Because for me personally, I just right now go with special strategy. Prioritizing strong attacks is quite outdated since we aren't in a strong attack meta. I would love to see this one kind of be changed. This attribute one is also still pretty good. The focus 30 isn't that great. If they want to change the stat, I also wouldn't mind that. But again, I wouldn't mind 2 extra strategies to give you more attack or more defense. So yeah, kind of a crazy change coming to Brave Battles. Again, it's probably our biggest Brave Battle update in the last 7 years, 5 years. I'm looking forward to it. Again, I kind of like Brave Battles, and if the rewards are actually getting better, We don't know how the rewards are getting better, but it can only go up from here. Then it might make Brave Battles more exciting, and maybe people in the future will be more welcoming of Brave Battle characters. Because let's be honest, right? Brave Battle characters will not slow down. We get like 3 to 4 Brave Battle characters a year. And usually every time we do get a Brave Battle character, there always is people like complaining that maybe your favorite character ended up being Brave Battles. But if these changes make Brave Battles a lot more worthwhile playing and also more fun, then maybe it won't be disappointing if your favorite character does end up being Brave Battles. But let's be honest, you probably don't want your favorite character to be a Brave Battle unit. Next up though, let's talk about the power up quest adjustments. These are kind of crazy, I will be honest. And we saw something similar to this, I believe, in 2022 around April time. And it was one of the best updates Brave has ever received, and I would like to think it's going to be very similar here. So to make it easier to understand which quests are needed to power up your characters, we plan to merge certain power up quests. Until now, multiple quests have been needed to be played to acquire the items required to power up your characters. However, we'll be making changes so that items required for certain kind of power up items will be available in set quests. For example, Link slot power up quests and Transcendence slot power up quests. And with that, we'll be getting 5 new quests added to the game. Con's Soul Tree Bonanza, Link Slot Training Grounds, Link Slot Trials, and this will also include both a solo and co-op quest. We will then be getting Transcendence Practice Grounds, and then also Transcendence Refinement Grounds. And then obviously with these quests being added, they are now removing a bunch, and I mean a bunch of quests. And I'm not gonna lie, obviously, this is for the best. It's going to be an overall significantly better update, but it is very sad seeing all these quests being removed. More specifically, though, Inheritance Trials and also Inheritance Zone. That's been a core part of the game for like many years now. Inheritance Trials, I believe, was added in 2021. Inheritance Zone was added back in 2017. It's always been a part of the game, and seeing it removed is a tad bit sentimental, but again, it is for the best. Because when we look at Inheritance Zone, Inheritance Trials, and Enriched Droplet Zone in particular, if you want to teach one of your character, you have to farm all 3 of these quests. And let's be honest, that is absolutely long. Especially in a game where you want to, link sort multiple characters. And that's why these yearly anniversary quests are some of the more popular and played quests in the entire game, because you get to get all those items in just one quest. Even in a quest like this where the drop rates are low, you're literally wasting so many soul tickets until you get a lucky drop. And the reason why they're popular is because no one wants to farm a bunch of Inheritance Zone to get enough links or potions, then go to Inheritance Trials to get enough super links or potions, and then go into Rich Droplet Zone. And in Rich Droplet Zone in particular has been absolutely dead when they ruined it again around a year and a half ago. So you've had to play 3 separate quests just to max out one character. The community has been split, and then with this new change, instead of doing all 3 of these quests, we will now just be doing Link Slot Trial quests. So with that, you're getting droplets, links or potions, and super links or potions all in one quest. And I'm not gonna lie, that sounds absolutely amazing. Even someone like me that's already linked to my entire box, I've gone through the struggles of playing all 3 of those previous game modes to max out my entire box. Part of me now kind of regrets that, because this looks a lot more fun and looks a lot more better. Because the idea too is that now everyone's going to be going to one quest, so rooms will fill up a lot quicker, and more people will be encouraged to farm these quests now, given that again you're getting a bunch of items all in just one quest. The question is though, how difficult are these quests going to be? Because remember, one of the big things about Inheritance Trials is the fact that they do feature iron skin enemies. And these really good farmers like Senjimara, for example, has pierced iron skin. So I am going to go ahead and assume that the Link Slot Trial quest will still feature iron skin enemies, because otherwise this skill right here will become absolutely useless. Would it be a bad thing if it did? I'm not too sure. I don't think I'd really mind it. And I guess, to be fair, we have been seeing that, Sanka 1 stages did actually feature, iron skin enemies, so it can be somewhat useful there. Maybe there'll be a future quest with iron skin enemies. But one of the bigger parts about all these, really good Inheritance Trials farmers that I assume are going to be really good in this upcoming Link Shot Trial quest has been the fact they have pierced iron skin. Now, I guess one of the better parts about this new update with all the quests being put into one is that characters like Senjimaro are now going to become some of the best farmers in the entire game. They already are, but by using it in this new potential Link Slot Trial quest, you're going to be getting extra super links or potions, and now also droplets. Guaranteed droplets and also 30% more. So I definitely feel like going forward into the future, this is going to be Caleb's way of also selling us new Link Slot farmers. Instead of now having potentially one character dedicated to farming Inheritance Trials, Droplet Zone, Inheritance Zone, we're going to be getting universal farmers that are now going to have, like Senjumaru, all 3 of these items. Link Slot Potion, Super Link Slot Potion, and also droplets. So some of us right now might have our go-to farmers, but in the future, if a character comes out with all 3, let's say in the future 10 plus super links or potions, 10 plus links or potions, and 30% droplets with the guaranteed 10 droplets, or maybe you're going to be more inclined to try and summon for that character because now you can benefit from all of these skills. Because Senjumaru, you could never benefit from all of these extra drops in one particular quest. Inheritance Trials only dropped links or potions and super links or potions. Inheritance Zone only dropped links or potions. And then Epic Raids only dropped links or potions and also droplets. So now they're going to be able to get all 3, all 4 benefits here with just one character. And I definitely feel like we're going to see more characters like Senjumaru going forward into the future. So yeah, I think this is definitely going to be a really good change. In regards to Kon's Sultry Bonanza, that's just going to be, I think, a quest to get a bunch of... Yeah, so in this case, right, they are removing Urahara Shop's training ground, so in this case you can farm crystals and jewels, but I think you have to farm a specific attribute. I believe in this case, Kon's Sultry Bonanza is now going to give you a bunch of crystals and jewels in every attribute, which I think is going to be even better. And it is kind of crazy to see how this has been evolving over the last couple of so years. For those that don't know, 2 years ago, if you wanted to farm crystals and jewels, you had to farm their separate quests. Crystals were in their own quest, jewels were in their own quest, and then with the update that we did get, like, again, a year and a half ago, they made it so crystals and jewels were put in the same quest. And now it seems like they're doing that again, but potentially with every attribute. So just to save you soul tickets to easily max out your characters. Now, of course, one of the other quests that will be getting added to the game is Transcendence Practice Grounds and also Refinement Grounds. And in this case, hopefully, it's a new way to get Essence Scrolls, because that's what something I and I think many other players do need. But right now, the reason why this is getting added is mainly due to the fact that there's way too many quests to do right now, and most people, let's be honest, don't even do these anymore. Especially with the most recent achievement system, where you just get a massive amount of large Transcendence Scrolls, medium and small, every single day for playing the game, just spending 5 soul tickets. Since we got the update back in June, I have not touched this quest once. I just had no reason to ever do that. I get enough of these every single day just for logging in, and the only reason why I would ever play any of these quests is to really get Essence Scrolls. So that's what I'm kind of hoping in this upcoming quest, where once more, they're taking Training Grounds Affiliation Scrolls, Attribute Scrolls, and then also Transcendence Trials. They're taking all 3 of these quests, which if you wanted to spend all your tickets on a week on this quest, you'd have to spend 30 tickets, right? Now they're going to make it one quest, and with that, even in a situation where I have a bunch of items, if I only have to do 1 times quest to get everything I need, I'm more inclined to do that, again, especially if they do actually include Essence Scrolls, and that's what I'm really hoping for with this new change. So this is just another example of KLab refining the game, making it a lot easier to max out your characters, and just making it a lot more enjoyable instead of having to go through so many different quests. And like they mentioned, it's to make it sort of a lot easier for new players to understand what actually to do to max out your characters. Because as a new player, it can be quite overwhelming to go into Inheritance Zone, Inheritance Trials. What's the difference between the two? Enriched Doubler Zone, for example. So now you just got to do one quest for Links or Potions, and then Transcendence Scrolls, Affiliation Scrolls, etc. Hopefully Essence Scrolls too. It seems like there are now 2 quests. I'm very curious to see what each quest is going to give, and we'll find out the closer we do get to the end of the month around September. But yeah, again, a lot of these quests are just being removed, and I think it is for the best. Kon's Power Party being removed is again kind of crazy, but that's just being replaced with Kon's Sultry Bonanza. Awakened Training Grounds is being removed. I thought that quest was quite pointless, to be fair, and again, I'm assuming it's just getting grouped up into Kon's Sultry Bonanza. Accessory Training Ground is kind of interesting that it is being removed, because this quest does give you access to some decent accessories, actually, and we'll talk about those more so in a minute. Droplet Trials has always just been pointless. There was never ever a reason to do that when Enriched Droplet Zone did exist. And then again, IT, IZ, EDZ are being removed in replacement for just one quest. And that's essentially the entire update that we are getting in the month of September. I think it's overall going to be a good one. The Brave Battle changes seem somewhat promising. I'm not sure, though, if you are someone that doesn't like Brave Battles as is, I don't think this is going to change how you feel about Brave Battles. If you are someone like me that actually relatively enjoys Brave Battles, it might make it a bit more fun. But depending on the rewards that we are going to be getting, it might make it more worthwhile, at least to slog through. The Power Up Change quest is actually really promising. Gonna make it overall more fun to max out your characters. And at this point in time, I might actually go ahead and start trying to T20 my entire box on my alt account. Because if all I have to do is farm one co-op quest to get all the items I need, if the lobbies are going to be more active, then I definitely welcome it. And all these quests that are being removed, while it might be a tad bit sad, it is for the best. Because let's be honest, a lot of these are quite outdated. With that said, though, there is some more new information that we are getting. In this case, though, this will not be happening at the end of the month in September. This is going to be potentially in November. But again, going back to the roadmap, they did mention that we are getting a new quest for accessories. And like I did say, they are removing the accessory training grounds for you to get those guitars, Shinji caps, for example. So the question now is, where are those accessories now going to be available? Where can I get them? Potentially through this quest, because we are then going to be getting a new update, a new event, where we can obtain items necessary to upgrade our accessories to 5-star plus. So for those that have been wanting to max out your accessories, potentially get all of them to 5-star plus, more so for a way to get access to more hammers, well, this quest might be it, but keep in mind it does have a caveat of only being challenged once per day. So you are still going to be limited, but this might give us a daily income of, hammers to evolve our accessories, and therefore making, future 5-star plus accessories a tad bit more exciting. So the details of the event states here, you'll be able to use points obtained in the event to try and test your luck in an event exclusive lottery box to get these items required to upgrade your accessories to 5-star plus, as well as other rewards. And I assume those other rewards are going to be accessories. Maybe, I'm just throwing it out there, actual 5-star accessories, golden accessories, because why not? No one spends money on accessories, right? The way to get accessories in this game is just simply by playing the point event. You get your summon tickets, you summon for the character, you summon for the accession, that's about it. No one should be spending orbs on accessories, it's not worth it, and that's one of the best advice, and first advice most people would give to new players. So very curiously what those other rewards are going to be, but I will assume that's where we're going to be able to get the Shinji cap, the guitar, for example, because again, those quests are being removed. So it's a single player quest that you can only do once per day, and with that, you're going to get points where you can test your luck and potentially get a certain set of items or the items needed, hammers, to upgrade your accessory to 5-star plus. So first impression, I don't like that it is potentially RNG based. I don't like that it's once per day, but it's an improvement. It's a step in the right direction. If it gives me something to do every single day, if it does at the very least do what it's supposed to do, give me more hammers to upgrade my accessories, then I would gladly take it. I'm not going to complain about it. There's definitely improvements to be made, and maybe over time, the quest itself will become accessible more than once per day, and that's usually what we do see, right? Whenever something starts out as limited, after a while, it does become either permanent or just more quests per day. So yeah, that's basically the updates planned for late September. Quite a big update. It's one of our first big updates for the next entire year leading up to the 10th anniversary. Again, the roadmap looks promising, and this is already a great start. I think the power-up quest, there's almost nothing to complain about. The quests that are being removed and then the quests that are being added in replacements just look, as of right now, to be overall improvements. And then the Brave Battle one, I mean, that could be quite controversial. We have to see how it does play out. But better rewards, more strategies, more players in leagues, overall potentially does seem like a promising update, I will be honest. In the comments below, let me know what you're most excited for. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.